New York has officially transitioned into the recovery phase after Governor Kathy Hochul declared a state of emergency following historic rainfall and flash flooding, officials said over the weekend. The governor's declaration came as torrential rain pummeled the northeastern U.S., her pleas for residents to stay home echoed by New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who'd also asked New Yorkers to shelter in place. Most people heeded the call, the governor said Saturday, though at least 28 rescues were conducted by New York Emergency Services, she said. Brooklyn was particularly hard hit by rising water with shocking videos showing streets and subways underwater, and one hospital forced to evacuate more than 150 patients after electrical damage forced its temporary closure. Widespread outages and delays were reported on the MTA, the agency that runs the city's transit system, before it returned to full weekend service on Saturday. Historic rainfall levels were recorded at locations from LaGuardia Airport to Central Park, where a sea lion named Sally gained viral video fame after briefly exploring the flooded plaza inside the zoo, officials said. Damage assessments continued Sunday after historic rainfall throughout the Northeast as state and city officials urged residents to officially report problems. If your home or property or street experienced damage, you can request service, and we also need you to submit a damage report so we can fully assess the weather event's impact to collect data, NYC Emergency Management posted Saturday on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. Reporting damage, the agency continued, can help you get repairs faster, and helps NYC know where the worst damage occurred. Data is used by city to determine funding for recovery. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said on Saturday morning that she'd spoken with the White House yesterday, and I spoke with Majority Leader, Sen. Chuck Schumer, who contacted me immediately. They're prepared to support an emergency declaration, a declaration of disaster, from the federal government, if necessary. There is a threshold that has to be met, $30 million worth of damage. It'll take a number of weeks for us to add up and calculate that. A spokeswoman for NYC Mayor Eric Adams told The Independent on Saturday that we are in the process of assessing the damage. The Red Cross continued to operate 2 shelters Sunday, open to accommodate affected residents after Friday's downpours and flooding, a spokesman told local media. The organization, in coordination with local county offices of emergency management, opened shelters at Mamaroneck High School in Westchester and New Hyde Park Memorial High School in Nassau County on Long Island. I think we're looking at how the population is adjusting, and I'm not sure what our plans are going forward, the Red Cross spokesman said Sunday morning. As long as people need them, we'll still have them. The Red Cross was providing refuge for 11 residents on Long Island on Sunday and 10 in Westchester County. In addition to supporting shelters, Red Cross teams were canvassing communities to assess damage and distribute cleanup kits, GNY Red Cross posted on Saturday. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said Saturday during a news conference that no deaths had been reported during the storm, while 28 rescues had been made by emergency services. Police departments from other affected areas such as New Jersey were also posting footage of rescues as fast-moving floods overtook communities on Friday. Officials were continuing to assess the damage on Sunday. The New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services deployed myriad resources amid Friday's historic flooding, including 12 pumps from the DHSES stockpile sent to NYC for pre-staging, authorities said. Another 6 pumps were sent to pump out of the fuel yard of LaGuardia Airport, which recorded historic rain amounts. On Friday, NYSHS shared on social media. The agency also deployed its Office of Fire Prevention and Control water rescue teams to assist residents who found themselves in trouble as flash floods swept the region. The agency posted images of the rescue of a woman in New Rochelle and said teams were assisting emergency services Friday in Westchester County and other areas. On Saturday, DHSES also reminded social media users that September 30th marked the end of National Preparedness Month, urging Americans to take precautions such as developing an emergency plan for the whole family and building an emergency kit. A perhaps unexpected consequence of Friday's historic rainfall and flooding may seem contradictory, at first glance, with fires reportedly cropping up across Manhattan. Among the sights one might expect during a flood: floating trash bags, gushing toilets, subway waterfalls. Street fires might not be high on the list, New York Magazine posted on X. And yet, several are popping up throughout the city, most of which appear to be manhole fires, the magazine's account posted, along with accompanying blaze footage. Will Anderson, a Brooklyn resident who observed one such fire and shared footage with Curb.com, told the outlet, "I saw all the smoke outside my window, and all these fire trucks, so I thought an apartment was on fire. When I saw it on the street, me and my friend went and got breakfast in case it exploded." The FDNY did not immediately return a request for comment Sunday from local media.
So this is more
than 150 patients, including 17 in intensive care, were transferred out of Brooklyn's Woodhull Hospital on Saturday before the facility closed down to fix electrical damage, CBS reported. New York City Mayor Eric Adams had earlier in the day held a press conference regarding the power issues, outlining the multi-agency response as it continued to transfer the remaining few dozen patients. There was an energy outage and the hospital was running on emergency backups, and as soon as those started to run out, the hospital had to close down and evacuate the patients who were in the hospital to go to sister hospitals, City Councilman Chiasi told CBS. The councilman said the hospital and Con Edison were working diligently to restore full power at the facility, located within his constituency. Yesterday's storm rally shined a light on our crumbling infrastructure, not just my district, but Brooklyn, he said. Woodhull Hospital is a hospital in deep need of investment. Footage of rushing waters, and subsequent rescues, continued to circulate on social media over the weekend after record-breaking rainfall sparked flooding on Friday through New York and other parts of the Northeast. In one particularly poignant video from the Fairfield Police Department of Essex County, New Jersey, Corporal Stephen Dargenio can be seen freeing a motorist trapped in a car in a parking lot on Passaic Avenue. "Please understand this flooding is serious," the department wrote in a Friday Facebook post, adding, "Do not drive into flooded waters or around barricades. If you find yourself trapped, stay calm and dial 911. More than 24 rescues were made on Friday during heavy rainfall that flooded regions of New York, New Jersey and Connecticut, according to New York Governor Kathy Hochul. The governor held a press conference in New York City on Saturday following historic rainfall levels one day earlier. "I want to thank all the first responders who did show up, including our swift water teams who made 28 rescues in raging waters to help save New Yorkers in the Hudson Valley and on Long Island yesterday," she said. Pictures were emerging on Saturday of ongoing cleanup efforts amidst tireless work by city staff and residents to recover from Friday's flooding. New York Governor Kathy Hochul repeatedly thanked workers, posting images on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, with an accompanying message. "Union labor keeps New York running every day no matter the challenge," the Democratic governor wrote. "I'm especially grateful to the first responders and state and local government employees for getting us through this historic rainfall." Damage assessments were also continuing, with the governor saying Saturday that federal aid had not been ruled out. Record rainfall amounts Friday were observed at locations from JFK and LaGuardia airports to Central Park, according to the National Weather Service. Cleanup efforts were continuing throughout Saturday in the New York region after historic rainfall one day earlier led to flash flooding and other challenges. NYC sanitation authorities on Saturday evening posted on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, that they were clearing storm debris from catch basins across the city. Collection is ongoing, and storm-impacted residents may place material at the curb as needed, NYC sanitation posted, along with accompanying photos. Various New York residents responded to the post, including New York State Assembly member Khalil Anderson, who represents Queens, who posted photo and video of a few that need this support in my district. The electrical damage caused by Friday flooding at Woodhull Hospital in Brooklyn forced the transfer and evacuation of patients and staff, authorities said Saturday.